Well, hi, my crazy adoption. Welcome to vlog number 2. I've learned a lot since vlog 1 and appreciated all your suggestions and your tips and even actually watching it. I'm so excited though that I don't have to sit and just talk to myself today. I have invited my first vlog guest, which is my hubby, and he is, this is a first. He's never vlogged before. In fact, he was like, oh, you want me to make a vlog? Well, what is that? So he is kind of just jumped right in, and you'll be a vlog professional, I'm sure, by the end of this time.
Hopefully. No.
He was my first guest. He was actually my first boyfriend and my first kiss. So it would just be only natural for you to be my first vlogger. Guest. So
the first of everything.
And hopefully the last, huh?
Yes.
But what I wanted to talk to my hubby about, he just got back from Africa and was really honored to lead a group of men and women on the very first Man Up trip, mission trip for visiting orphans. So so many people have emailed me and asked, well, you know, what is Man Up? You know, what's a Man Upper? And so I thought it would just be really awesome to kind of hear from you. Mm-hmm. You know, can a woman be a man upper?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, what does it take to be a man upper on a mission trip?
Well, the whole Man Up trip is well, one, the first team that we did in August was just unbelievable. They were just so much fun to be with. We had such a blast. You know, not only just ministering together, we had so much fun, and we're still talking all today. I mean, throughout since we've been back and emailing each other, we've gotten to be really close. And so, but what is a Man Up? And as we kind of went through the whole trip, really what Man Up is really going big, in a big vision, and also loving big. Because that's what I'm trying to get men to do is, we got the women cover the mission trips pretty well going over orphans. So I really wanted to get more men involved, more men going over and just loving on orphans. We play a lot. In fact, I played soccer 4 hours in one day, so never played that much soccer in my life, but I had so much fun doing that, and actually needed a chiropractor afterwards. Luckily, we had one on our trip, so thank you, Dr. Jason, for being able to adjust us all afterwards. But we had so much fun, and really the whole thing of Man Up is really going over to, as I shared, first thing we want to do is really go big in the sense of, what is God calling us to do?
Yes.
You know, we talk a lot about James 1:27 and loving big on orphans, but then 2 is really showing a way for servant leadership. Is men going over there, and not only do they just love big on the kids, but also love big on the women, in a way that we get to serve. In fact, a couple of times we got to tell the women who were trying to clean the dishes, serve us, and serve the kids to, hey, you guys get to take the day off, you know, go sit over there, enjoy the time with the kids. So the guys on the team, we got back there, we did the dishes, we served the food, and we even got in and cooked the food. I don't know if it was very good that day, but we cooked the food. And we also did the dishes, we got the water, and we round up all the plates. In fact, one of the pastors that we were there at his orphanage says, oh, never seen this before. Never.
I like the
accent. And so that's my best Ugandan accent, by the way. So, but we had so much fun because when you're loving well and receiving love well, because these kids, they love you so much that receiving love isn't very hard. But when we get to give love, we talked about not only how that is, because the greatest commandment is all about love, loving God and then loving others. And, you know, when it talks about in 1 Corinthians, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. And, but if you don't serve without love, then you're just like a noisy, you know, symbol and stuff. So we really talked about how we were created for love, and to love on orphans, which James 1:27 talks about pure religion, is that we got to really, really love big, and away from going to orphanages, to prisons, to just being out in the community. We got to go to a tribe and love big on the women. And I got to speak to the single women and the widows, and we got to go to another area and love on the sick, the orphans there, and leopards.
I loved when you told me that you got to take a hook at the dump in Ethiopia, and the hook, and got to go through the trash, kind of serving and helping the women that you were surrounded by.
So we got to just really take that place. And that wasn't the real, you know, out there what we were trying to show. That was the message. First thing we want to do is love big on kids and just love big wherever we went, so that men could see around us what servant leadership is. And so that's really what Man Up is it's cool to love your wife in such a cool way, and love, especially when you have this awesome woman right here that I've known for basically my whole life. So so privileged to be able to love big, and that's really what we got. Another trip in July.
Yeah,
we're doing this, and in fact we're going to have more Man Up trips to different parts of the world. And if you know, that's something we really want to see, is as we're trying to get in advocating for adoptions, we're advocating for orphans, we're advocating for missions, get involved. Because for those of you who may not be considering adopting,
because adoption is not for everybody,
right, but we want to serve orphans, we want to serve people. And so as we're going over there, one of the things I told some of the guys were just wanting to go over and love big on orphans. So I said, yeah, way to go. Because when we had Zoe in the transitional home and in the orphanage, to know that a guy came over to spend his time, spend his resources, to go over there and hold a little baby in his big arms and put him on his shoulder and just hug him tight, squeeze him in a healthy way, and because we definitely want that. But to be able to do that is how appreciative that parent that is going to be that precious little baby's mom and dad.
Yeah.
They're both thankful. Even though they'll never know you, they will thank you for taking the time, because not only is it important for us to love, but I mean, for their body physiology, I don't know if I said that word right, but it actually really helps them all over the place, and just for a man to be in their life. And the last thing we did, everywhere we went, is at the very end, we did a blessing. Because we wanted to bless each and every kid, because, especially from a man, is we were able to just lay our hands on their precious little head, whatever it is, and we just prayed for them, that God would bless them in a mighty way, and picture a future for them, and that God will just put them in a loving home, be able to put them in an area where they can really thrive and be ambassadors for Christ. So when you talk about Man Up, it's really about servant leadership. It's getting out there and loving big.
And what's so awesome is that, you know, I started thinking the other day that I was 42 years old when I went on my first mission trip, and it had taken my early 40s.
Yes.
I'm just maybe a little over that now, but 42. And I just remember always trying to convince him that it would be worth spending the money, and you know, Mom will be okay, I'll come back, and you know, I won't get lost out in the jungle somewhere. But since that very first mission trip, just a couple years ago, it just radically changed our life. So women, wives, sisters, you know, just challenge your men to go on a mission trip. And there's organizations all over the world that do this, but you know, who
we partnered with Visiting Orphans.
Yeah, My Crazy Adoption partnered with Visiting Orphans. You can check out visitingorphans.org to learn about, they travel to about 24 different countries and trips all throughout the year, but we're going to start planning and organizing Simply Love trips, which have a little bit more fluff. Those are kind of the trips that I'm going to lead. We work hard, though. You come on a Mama Kiki trip, and you're going to work hard. And then we're also going to branch out and have...
compared to the Man Up trip.
We're going to have more Man Up trips. And so just be looking for that, and just be encouraged to know that the money, the resources to be able to go on a mission trip, God can make that all possible. And I promise you, it'll change your whole family's life.
It will, because when you go on a mission trip, it's a big, loving transfusion you get into your life. And if you're looking to get that transfusion of love, you know, coming in and then also receiving love, you can't help but do that on a mission trip. It's huge with that. And so, but it's cool to see the impact that Carrie and I got to lead a trip together, Simply Love trip, which, like you said, has more women involved, which we definitely need women on the Man Up trip, because we got to have people to paint the fingernails. I don't do that very well, and some of the other guys I saw, they didn't do very well either. And so, but that compassionate side, as well as the man up side to love big in a way that men can do, because guys, they need us and they see us, and everywhere we went, when they would ask, "Oh, there's a lot of you guys," and I'd say, "Yes, but there's a lot of men here," and they go, "Oh, really?" And so they really love that. They really got a kick out of that. So
we want to challenge you to just keep loving big. And Roger and I are going to do some more segments for parenting and missions and, of course, adoption. So stay tuned for our vlog number 3. And
vlog number 3.
And it wasn't this great that we could actually see our entire faces. So hopefully we did a better job this time, and we were definitely had the natural light. We're not green. So let's move in close to say, hey,
see you next week.
Ciao. If I can know how to stop it.